Chris Gualano,
Yes.
welcome into the My Tribe podcast.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure, such an honor. You are Mr. Community. You are here. We're speaking today because I know you through the Lauderdale Run Club.
Yeah.
And that I know you have a couple of organizations, a couple of things you got your hands in. You're a very busy guy. But tell me, you just came up on the 1-year anniversary of the Lauderdale Run Club. Tell me a little bit about it. How did it come about?
How did Lauderdale come about, or the 1-year anniversary?
The start, Lauderdale Run Club. How did it start 1 year ago?
I moved here in July of 2023, and didn't know anybody. Was looking for a run club, joined a couple, ran with them, had a good time. I just felt that they were missing something, and being that I work within the run industry, I had been getting a lot of pressure to kind of, put myself out there more and do more, and kind of start my own run community. So it took some time to kind of get to the point where I was comfortable to, dive into that. But after about 4 or 5 months of being here, I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I talked to a few people, came up with a couple of ideas, marketed it a bit, and we launched November 3rd of 2023, so just a few months after I arrived, and it was to like 50 people, and the numbers never went down. They've just kind of gone up, and it's been a while. It's been a wild year, man. It's been a wild ride. Certainly didn't expect half the things that have happened, and so grateful for all of them. And it's been a heck of an experience.
What were the expectations when you started it?
I think, I always shoot for the moon, so I wanted what we kind of have now, and even more than what I'm still expecting to come from what we're able to do. But I think it was just to put on a fun weekly run, throw a couple of good events, and if I could throw an unsanctioned race or two in there, I would. And we did. I think we did. We're closing out the year with 27 events that we've thrown over the year.
Wow.
4 unsanctioned races, 1 sanctioned race. The club went from nothing to 400 people on Tuesdays, 100 plus on Sundays. We're expanding into a 3rd run that will be the 1st of every month. We're expanding into a track day. We're expanding into a long run day. So we've got a whole lot of things planned, and it's never going to be about anything more than community. We're never going to charge. Every event we do is 100% free. Everything is free with Lauderdale Run Club.
Wow. That's where I want to go. That's where, what brings us here today. It's the word community. I think that you encompass that in a very, very powerful way. What does community mean to you?
It means everything to me. And I know that sounds weird to say, but the truth is I know I would be nowhere without the community that I surround myself with. I've seen a lot of amazing things over this year from people that have been, come out to one run, and the things that we've been able to do, and every single thing that you see that's crazy, it's been donated or given or approached to us by someone within the community that has joined our run. So whether that meant the 4-panel LED truck that we had, or whether it meant a DJ on a bike, whether it's the hotel parties that we throw, we've met everybody through community, and they see the vision, they align with us and what we want to do, and it's kind of just gone like this. So I've been very fortunate to have an amazing community that I surround myself with, and I hope they surround themselves with me, and we're just, I don't know, the moon. That's where we're going, the moon.
It certainly seems that way. From going to 0 followers on Instagram to 6,921.
Something like that.
I just checked it on the
Yeah,
way here.
something
I was like, I
that.
gotta get the up-to-date number, man.
And what's crazy is if you look at the analytics, 97% is all Fort Lauderdale and South Florida based. There's no outside traffic. We've been very meticulous with our marketing and where we're pushing stuff out. That's not to say that other run clubs don't follow us or people that are running elsewhere, but 97% in the last, I think, 30 days we had over 500,000 people come to our Instagram page. The views are through the roof. The story views are through the roof. We get a lot of traction on there. I think it has a lot to do with our marketing, which I can't take credit for. That's 100% our graphic design guy. He's amazing. Colin he's the silent partner, and he's a thing of beauty. I throw him the ideas, and he's just in my head, and all those designs you see. So it's all him.
Yeah, that's it's amazing.
It's definitely a big part. I will say this: the visuals draw people in. We took lore from Fort Lauderdale, just that it was the shipwreck capital of the world, which is a fact. Fort Lauderdale is just littered with sunken treasure, and we run these palm tree lined streets and the Art Deco of the 70s at all these buildings. So we took the colors and the tree and skulls from the pirates and just tossed it into one branding thing, and that's Lauderdale Run Club.
Now, was that you came up with that concept of all those
Yeah.
pieces in the puzzle there?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be familiar to people who, we're a South Florida Run Club.
Yeah.
If you look at, so many of these run clubs, 90% of the logos are black and white and black, very, very plain. We didn't want to be plain. From the start, we wanted to be a standout. So, all you got to do is look around. Teal building, tan building, white building. It's all around you. So I wanted it to be familiar to the people that are joining us to run, and they understand that. And I think the colors pop. I love our branding. I think it's amazing.
I do too. I definitely deserve the self pat on the back, if you will.
Oh, I do. I do.
Yeah, man. The way you differentiate yourself, not only from other run clubs, but also like in South Florida, but from Miami. That mecca, you guys it's just Lauderdale, and the colors, all of it all just says it, and it's unbelievable. And coming down to the branding, I know you got, we'll get a little off kilt here, but Milk Money.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So, I work in the creative space. I have for 10 plus years. I've always had a brand or an agency or something that I've been able to dig my creative outlets into. I have to be creative. I have to be producing some kind of content. If I don't, I feel like I'm being choked. So Milk Money's new. It's not really up and off the ground yet, but it's getting there. And the idea is the same thing. We've got myself doing the photography. We've got my friend Tyler doing the video. Colin doing graphic work. And when we officially launch, because it's more of a soft friends only kind of thing right now, but when we do eventually launch, we'll be a full production studio to do things that, again, we've got a lot of interest, people knocking on the door. It's just, we're not there yet. So, but it'll be there. Everything you see with Lauderdale Run Club will be represented within the work that we do with Milk Money. And I think the first big thing that we just did, which actually we launched yesterday and found out just this morning that we got the approvals, is the club was sponsored by New Balance earlier this year. We just did all the materials. We designed everything, and they were approved. And I don't think anybody's ready for these visuals, because we were like, they'll never approve it. we went crazy.
Really? You didn't think they were going to approve it?
There was no way this was going to get approved, and it was approved. And I have never seen tents, flags, stand-up flags, anything to this layer. We're like, and they approved it. So
I just saw them. They're awesome.
I can't. The tent.
Sick.
The tent blows my mind. I mean, I can just picture us holding an event and people like, this is crazy, you know. So I'm super excited. Yeah, I can't wait till those. We should have those once they go to print. It's not too long. We'll definitely have those for the A1A marathon on, you know, in our cheer section, and we've got a whole bunch of other things planned for that weekend. So we'll be out there, and so will the materials. It's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Amazing. I guess reflecting back on the year of the 27 events that LRC has put on and yourself put on, what stands out?
That's hard. They were all amazing. Definitely the socials. I think those were really big crowd favorites. We've thrown 2 socials. Our third one is actually this coming Wednesday. But we've been able to do some really great stuff. In terms of like on beach events, the 1-year anniversary blew my mind. I mean, I was expecting a couple hundred people. We were almost 400 people. The community bought a plane to fly over on the beach for 30 minutes. I mean, I couldn't even fathom that. DJ on the beach, tons of brands showcasing. We had a dance part. I mean, it was crazy. There was a Congo line. I don't know how that happened. You know, there was booze. Yeah, I think the 1-year anniversary by far was just, it blew any expectation, and for that I literally had no expectations. Just blown away. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to sit back and soak it all in yet?
Pretty much every Sunday I just sit back and I'm just like, wow, that's really good. Like, I feel good. That's what fuels me, is knowing that every Sunday these people are coming out. I mean, even on the Tuesdays are so amazing, but I feel like Sundays really are just a different, it's, you know, you've been to Tuesdays, you know, we're massive.
Yeah.
And we take over these streets, but it's kind of, you know, let's run and done, and everybody kind of does their thing, and then, you know, there's always the people that hang out and talk and stuff like that. Sundays is the day where people really come out. They know that they're going to come out early to socialize. They're going to come out and stay after to socialize. They're going to jump in the ocean and plunge. You know, people bring beach blankets and stay after. I think Sundays says a lot about what we do, and if you've never come out on a Sunday, which I know you have, you'll see the difference in the 2 days. The people are different. The run is kind of led differently, you know, with pace groups, and everybody runs as a community, and we don't really, you know, mark it as a run day. It's more of a social day, and we're a social club that runs, but like we stop the run at the halfway point so the back of the pack can kind of catch up and everybody can feel like they are included in this run. We switch the routes weekly, so we don't run the same route every week. We've got 5 routes. Technically we have 7, but can only accommodate those routes on days that we're a little bit smaller. Or depending on who comes, because our youngest runner is 7 and our oldest is 72, so depending on how many kids or families come out, how many dogs come out, like we kind of factor all of those things in on Sunday morning with the team, and then we're like, okay, let's do this route, this will be easier for the kids. Or
so it's a day of call.
That morning. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. For example, we know for sure what we're doing this week.
Yeah.
But just because we plan that out for the event, which is the Jingle Jog, you know. But on a regular Sunday, we'll make that call just before, based on how big the crowd is. I mean, if we're 100 plus, every single run we have down here is bike path, or sidewalks or boardwalks. So we're never in the streets, but we definitely take into consideration, if we're 100 plus, you know, the boardwalk's a little bit easier to run because it's got room for 4 people side by side, whereas a bike path is maybe 1-2 people. So we kind of just work it out on the Sunday morning. But yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing that sets us apart, is that we do have multiple routes, so people don't get bored.
Yeah, I think that for myself, the variety.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps it fresh. It keeps it. Like I got ADD. If I do the same thing over and over, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Right.
I can't
And
just do the same thing.
visually again, for the people that do come out to be creative and take pictures and take stories, they don't want to take the same picture every week.
Yeah.
They want to go out there and they want to see. We provide ocean, we provide intercoastal, we provide park, we provide piers. All of our stops, like our halfway stops, provide water access and bathrooms, and like, you know, we've kind of planned this out really well to the point where if people do want to come out and be together, they can. They know the routes now. You know, people can go fast. Our pacers do an amazing job throughout the run. The last person is always a pacer. That way we know whoever's last in the pack comes back and finishes with the pack. So it's just a different vibe on Sundays than Tuesdays, but Tuesdays is a wild time. So
yeah, Tuesdays is something else. And I mean, how long has it been at this like 300, 400 level?
It's been the last few months for sure, and we're figuring by spring, February-ish, we'll be hitting 500. Yeah, it's got a lot to do with the fact that Tarpon River is directly located around all these new buildings going up, which means all these new people. We're getting people sending us videos of the week that they're in their condos.
Yeah, they're watching it down.
I mean, that's crazy. Like, some guy sent me a video and he's like, yeah, I heard some screaming. I was like, what's this? I filmed the video, tracked you guys down, here's a video. And I'm like, this is amazing, thank you. I said, if you film next week, send us another one. He goes, I'll be joining next week. So I think the crowd is there and they're excited, and it's something to do in the middle of the week, you know?
You know, one of the biggest things that I recognize is you know, I'm from New York City.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to call an asshole an asshole. And there are very minimal assholes in the community, in your group. How is it that you keep that the right way? Keep the club going in the right direction in that manner?
I mean, that's hard because I can't control who comes. We have our share of assholes, I'm sure. The truth is that I think the communities that is there for the right reasons see that we're there also for the right reasons, and because of that, they come out and they do what they can to enhance the experience for all. There are people that come out to Tuesdays just for the beer. You know, we offer free beer for the first 75. You won't see those people at the social. Half the time you won't even see them on the run. They grab their ticket, they'll leave right away, come back, and they're gone by the time the run's even started, you know? Not much you can do about that. It's open for everybody, so, you know, you can expect that. But I think that the people that know me, the people that know the team, the people that know the community, they know that we're out here just doing what we can, when we can, for the community. It's community first always, and it'll always be community first. We're not interested in money. We're not interested in, you know, any of the things that, you know, will come with the money side of things, you know. For us, it's ensuring that the community has a good time, the community is taken care of, and at the end of the day, everybody has fun to come back the next week.
Yeah, I give you a lot of credit, because a lot of people in your position would be taking money and running or making the wrong selfish decisions, and you know, every step of the way, as you're saying, community, I mean, you don't just say that, you truly live those values. How do you do that, and why is community so important to you? I mean, you did it when you got here, but is there something deeper to that?
No, I just, you know, I realized a long time ago that I have everything I need in life. You know, I'm not a very materialistic person. I wear the same t-shirts that I've had for 10 years, you know, the vintage one.
Throwbacks.
Yeah. You know, I like to run. I like to have fun, cool experiences, and if I can involve people in those things, then I will. You know, it's an amazing feeling when you do something selflessly, you know. and just do them, you know. You, perfect example.
That's
you,
where I was going. Yeah.
You literally gave me and Albert a place to stay in New York for the New York City Marathon, which had you not, we would not have been able to go because our accommodations canceled at the last minute. You didn't ask anything in return, you know. It was just, here's the keys, and you know, those are the things that I love to do. You know, just do something and not worry about it. We see somebody who needs a pair of shoes, we give them a pair of shoes. We see somebody that needs, I mean, hell, we gave 5 running strollers away to the community to single moms and dads who wanted to stay active but were running with strollers that were definitely not made to be running with, you know. And it's those kind of things that it doesn't benefit me any. I'm not lining my pockets with anything, you know. I do these kind of things because I want to, and there's amazing people within our community that, look, we know running is extremely expensive. I mean, you want to run a marathon, you're in a $300 pair of shoes. You want to time your stuff, fine, you can get a cheap watch for $50 to $100, but if you want to do it properly, you're looking at another $300. You know, running clothes, you can run in a cotton shirt or you can run in a mesh shirt that's going to keep you cool and fast, you know, like, it's expensive. If we have a way to help people to give back, we will. And there are people within the community that will always help us back in return, which is how we're able to do this amazing event this weekend. I mean, it's not like I'm giving $10,000 out of my pocket to the community. The community has donated $10,000 to LRC to give back to the community.
Wow.
You know, so it's a beautiful circle that keeps going round and round, and you know, there's no expectations there. There's no contracts, there's no money. It's just people who want to do cool stuff for people. And I think I said this the other day. I said, people ask me why I do it. And my question is why aren't more people doing it? Because for the amount of slack that I get for all the stuff I do, I'm tired of these people saying, you know, how is he doing this, or why is he doing this? The question isn't how or why, it's why aren't they doing it? I mean, it's not like I have special connections to be able to do stuff. I literally had an idea the other day, again, going on the creative side of things. I was like, I want to do something that I know for sure nobody's done. So I came up with an idea to do, and I gave it a stupid name, I think the Marathon Experience or something like that. And then someone said, you should call it the Meg. But I was like, whatever. But the idea was, I'm going to get a bib for the race. I'm going to get a hotel to donate 2 nights stay. And I'm going to get Running Wild to give me a free pair of running shoes. And we're going to select somebody randomly to fly in, race the race, stay for free, race in the shoes, and they'll be a part of our marathon weekend that we're throwing. And it's all free.
Wow.
Now the question is not, why did I do that? I did it because I wanted to do it. It was a cool thing for me to do, and I literally just reached out to some people, told them my idea. But the real thing is why aren't other people doing stuff like that? You know, it doesn't cost anything to ask a question to somebody. You know, I didn't. I mean, okay, I know Don at Running Wild. Shop Running Wild.
Shop Running Wild.
Shop Running Wild. You know, I know Don at Running Wild, so I knew that you know, a new pair of shoes is nothing for him, and he's also very much about community, so it would be nothing. But you know, getting a 2-night stay during prime spring break, early spring break times is not cheap. You know, getting a bib, not easy.
Yeah.
You know, threw it all together, threw a proposal out, sent it out to a bunch of people, and I heard back, and we're making it happen, and we're announcing the winner tomorrow. You know? So it's not, why am I doing these things? It's, why aren't more people doing these things? You know, I see a lot of these run club leaders talk about community and what they're doing and what they're not doing. I don't see it. And it's not shade at anybody or anything like that. It's just, at the end of the day, if you're about community, let's actually be about community. You know, it's great that we're throwing these events, and you know, it's awesome to have so many amazing run clubs out there that are able to give a space for people to come out and run. But, it's time that as community leaders, we do more for the community, because there are people that have literally come out to our club and said, hey, like, your run club has like really changed my life, and I was going through this, or I was dealing with that, and now I've got friends. I know for a fact there are a ton of girls that hang out on the weekends together that have all met within our run club. So I know that's happening at other run clubs, and that's amazing. It's great that we can share an open space like that. And there's, shoot, since when I moved here, I think there was 3 run clubs. Now there's 100. Everybody wants to be in the business of the run club business. I think that a lot of people want to be in the run club business because they think it leads to money. It's not something that, on our side we're interested in. But that being said, there are a lot of people doing amazing things within the community, but I think there's a lot of people that could be doing more.
Yeah, getting to your, it's called passion for running. When did that first start?
That's weird. I never thought I'd be a runner. Though I was annoying my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and she just said, like, you should go for a run and get some energy out, and that's how it started. And it just kind of spiraled. And working within the fashion industry, I had a lot of contacts already with brands that Nike and New Balance and Adidas, et cetera, et cetera. So it wasn't hard to transition, but yeah, the running just kind of started slowly. And running in Canada is a lot different than running in Fort Lauderdale or Florida, for that matter. You've got 4 seasons in Canada, just like we have in New York. Yeah. There's elevation. There's a lot of stuff. Here it's flat and hot as hell, and if you want to get a good run in, you got to run at 4 o'clock in the morning in the pitch black. So
So at what age was that?
It was 10 years ago, so 40. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
50 years old, bro?
51.
You look amazing for 51. Holy shit.
It's Mountain Dew and Dairy Queen. That's the secret to life.
You heard it here first.
Mountain Dew and Dairy Queen. I promise you. Not a wrinkle on this body.
If you told me 29, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no. I'm a very immature 51-year-old.
With that, what is the tell me a little bit more about the essence of the punk on the run.
I just obviously I'm tattooed. I've been a skate punk all my life, since the very first time I saw Wheels on Fire from Santa Cruz in the, I think, 88. I was like, that's it. I'm never going to be anything but this. And I'm literally just a punk who runs. It was the name was available. The name was available. I live a very punk mentality. My wife is completely like a Britney Spears, no tattoos, listens to Sabrina Carpenter, and all that stuff. And I am the complete opposite. And a very simple punk life is the way I live, and now I'm running. Before this I was punk on a bike, I might have been punk on a surfboard at one time, but punk on the run is where it is right now,
Okay.
Yeah.
And in that regard, there's also another thing on your Instagram I noticed was longer cables and shorter fences.
Yeah.
What is that? Break that down.
I have encountered an absurd amount of gatekeepers within the industry. I don't understand that mentality. My mentality is very simple. If you win, I win. So I think there's been times where we've connected and you've been like, hey, do you have a contact for this? And I've given it to you. Because if I can help you, then we're both winning, I don't see a reason to be like, no, you can't have that number. It makes no sense. And I've encountered way too many people with that mentality. And even moving here, no names of brands, but I've been very brand loyal for a long time to a certain brand, and for 10 years, not only working with them professionally, but in the running space, because I was in Canada, I was dealing directly with the head office because they didn't have a head office in Canada, US based. Moved here, now they have people here. Those people didn't give me the time of day. Wow. Regardless of everything that I've accomplished within the last year, and they've seen it because they're on my Instagram, they're liking it, they're commenting, they're in my DMs, but never gave me the time of day. And that's the kind of thing that I just, if you want to be a gatekeeper, that's fine. It's not going to get you anywhere. And when I open that door eventually, I'll let everybody in because, you know, so I am building longer tables for the people to come and sit with me instead of these taller fences that are keeping everybody up. You know, and I'm not responsible for that mantra. One of my very good friends, Josh Madden, who is the brother of Benji and Joel Madden from Good Charlotte, he had it, and it was a quote that he passed along to me, and it just resonated. So I kind of adopted it.
I mean, you certainly live it, and I can speak from personal experience of how much you helped me personally with Isapalooza to start. I mean, I just wanted to be, you know, involved in the community, and you know, we had a couple of conversations, and you know, from the jump, from the creative side, from the connection side, I was a nobody to you, and you know, you took
everybody's a nobody
times. No, of course, but I mean, you're right, and but to me, you went above and beyond for somebody you didn't know on nothing, on literally nothing, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for all the help and just support and everything in that manner, man. So I just want to take a moment to thank you. So
well, look, I mean, it's my pleasure. I mean, that's the way it has to be. I mean, look, we live in a very fucked up world. You know, things are not the way they used to be, and we have to be cooler with each other. You know, instead of trying to drag someone down because you're jealous of what they're accomplishing, be there and support them. You know, I look at myself, I look at Punk on the Run. Obviously, you're sitting down with me, Christopher Gualano, not Punk on the Run, but I look at Punk on the Run as a wrestling character, and people laugh about that. But you know, I play a wrestling character on Instagram. You know. I'm the villain, the heel, you know, and I think it's funny because I was actually having this conversation last night with my wife. Anybody who knows me knows CM Punk is like my favorite wrestler, and he's like, I don't care about his wrestling skills or any of that stuff. I care about his storyline. And his storyline for the longest time within the wrestling industry was this guy who was a hard worker, constantly trying to climb the ropes to be the best, you know? And he just hit every single wall all the way up and up and up to the point where his frustration just blew, and his storyline became extremely real, and everything that was in his interviews was real. He was blasting corporate, and he was blasting people, and he didn't care. And if he burnt the bridge, he didn't just burn it, he blew it up. And that's how I feel Punk on the Run is. You know, I'm very loud and I'm very obnoxious online, and I take a lot of my frustration within the industry out in my story posts or whatever, and I never name names, and I never call any individual or individuals out specifically, but if you know, you know. But I just think at the end of the day, you know, there are people seeing what I'm doing and trying to, like, I'm literally, they're under the water, just yanking, trying to drown me. And I won't be drowned. Like, I mean, I don't care who comes out and supports. I don't care who supports me or the club or anything like that. Just see that what we're doing for the community, let that speak for itself, you know? And, you know, when it comes to, you know, you approaching me or somebody else approaching me, there's no harm You know, even if it was a run club that was coming to ask me, I've literally had phone conversations with, you know, friends at other run clubs, and they've been like, how do I do this? Or how can I get in touch with this person or that? And I'm hooking them up because there is no competition, you know? If you want to look at me as competition, that's fine. Do more, you know? But I don't have competition. I'm out here doing what I can, and I'll help whoever I can. And I think Isapalooza is a great thing. And I see how many people you bring out, you know? I see how many smiles. I see the stories. Everybody's happy. It's something cool for the community, you know? And there needs to be more things like this. Healthy options for the community.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I mean, look what's out there. There's not a lot of, you know, amazing healthy options out there right now. We're providing really cool things, and there's a lot of other people within our space too that are doing that as well. But I mean, Isapalooza is just at the beginning. It's going up too, and I mean, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I agree, though. There are very limited options, and especially in Fort Lauderdale, if you call it.
Well, you don't drink and I don't drink, so that's another thing. Like, I mean, you know.
I'll have one here or there, but it's not that.
Yeah,
it's not part of my you know, emphasis.
Well, that's
usual,
it,
but
and I just think that 90% of the stuff that is out there is alcohol based,
Yeah.
and for me, that's not fun because I don't know how to have fun with alcohol. And when the crazy, I joined somebody's run the other day. Great, it was honestly best time I've had in a long time. It's a new run club called Drum Club.
Okay.
But it's small D, run, and then K, so drunk, you know?
Yeah.
And instead of a bar crawl, it's a run crawl.
Okay.
So as the night goes on, it progressively gets, you know, goes downhill.
So they're bar hopping, but running from bar to bar?
So I ended up doing a half marathon on this. Yeah.
13 miles?
But on that run, there was a stop it started at the Federal, went to Tin Roof, from Tin Roof to Wally's, from Wally's, in between Wally's and Elbow Room, there was an aid station with Jello shots. Then at Elbow Room, they got Taco Bell, and then it continued on. I left at Elbow Room because I'd already done a half, but see, for me, as a non-drinker, that was a hell of a lot of fun. I had a great time that night, and I encourage people to check out stuff like that because it's fun, and it's fun to socialize with these people. And what was great is people who were at closer to one stop were just showing up at that point, so they were already seeing the mess as it was, you know? But, you know, outside of that, there really isn't a lot of non-alcohol related events that are, you know, fun for me. You know, not saying for other people, but for me. And I think that Isapalooza definitely, you know, brings something new to the table. And I mean, Saturday mornings is a great time to do that. And everybody that I know that goes has a great time. So
yeah, we're very blessed. A lot of we share that same community, LRC.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, that's
very grateful for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way, you know. And I mean, look, it's taking off, right? I mean, everybody wants the ice bath, not me, but everybody. You know? Everybody wants the ice bath. I moved from Canada for a reason, so. But people love it, and I mean, the events that we've done together at Tarpon. I mean, heck, these people loved it. You know, they loved it. So. I think if they haven't checked out Isapalooza, they need to.
Thank you for a little plug there, bro. I appreciate
plug
it.
to your own people. They all know.
So what's on the horizon? What can you unveil in terms of your vision of LRC going forward?
So this Sunday we're having our second annual Jingle Jog. Last year we were just starting, so fairly small. We wrapped up about $2,000 in presents and gave them to the community. Santa came out. This year we're doing the exact same thing. Santa's coming out. He's bringing $10,000 in presents. Everything from a $12 pair of socks to a $1,500 gift. I won't give out any information, but come and check it out. And then we have a DJ coming out. We've got Carrot Express catering the beach, so free breakfast for everybody. That's Sunday. And then going into the new year, we're already into July for our planning. Wow. We have something every week. We're starting our new day called First Fridays. It's the first Friday of every month. That's going to be at Tin Roof. We expect that to be huge right out the gate. We've been already promoting it for a month, so we think that's going to be huge. We're gonna start back up with our long runs on Saturdays, which is really just for a small amount of people that know that they can do the distance, but it's good for training. And we're doing the same thing on that side for track, just for the serious people that are racing. And then with New Balance now on board, we've got a lot of things planned with them. So group adventures is going to be a big part of 2025. We've got budgets to be able to take a team and travel places and race places, and personally there's going to be some medal chasing that I'm going after, and I don't go for PRs. I'm 51 years old. If I can run still, I'm happy, but I do want to go out and get my 6 stars, so I'm on my 6-star journey, 2 down, 4 to go.
And 6 marathons.
That's right. Yeah, okay. Six world majors. So I've done Chicago and I've done New York.
Okay.
And other than that, we've got we've got a race team already put together, but we're putting together adventures and all kinds of other fun little things, and then tons more of what you've already seen this year. I mean, New Balance will be coming out. We'll be working with all the other brands that we've already worked with, as we had a really great kind of contract put together where we can still do more for the community with brands, so we're not, although we are sponsored by New Balance, we're not having to only show New Balance. Our first event with January 3rd is with Brooks, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can't say, but
that's what I'm saying. What you can't reveal.
It's gonna blow. I mean, if anybody was impressed by what we did this year, you haven't seen anything yet. I'll just say that, because we legitimately are in July of planning, and it's gonna be a lot more of what we already did, but bigger and better, and
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm going back to the mental image of the people pulling me down. And I have to say, I mean, I have a lot of respect for individuals that deal with haters in a unique way. And I think you have a certain skill of the strength of that manner of managing that. Did you learn that from someone? Where does that come from?
I mean, I vent a lot to my wife.
What?
I vent a lot to my wife.
Okay.
Look, it's not. I'm a man. It's not easy to deal with it. It's crazy to me because I guess I'm in a place where I would think that as adults we could not be jealous over something as stupid as a run club. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not my run community, it's the run community. Mm-hmm. So don't focus on me and what I'm doing. Let's focus on what we can do together, but everybody's worried about what I'm doing or what's next or how did he do this. I mean, something as simple as last week, I think I was telling you this earlier, at the turkey trot, I went out just to have a good morning with the team, run a good race, and I'm approached by somebody who's telling me, oh, someone's saying this or that, and it's just like, why? Like, why are you worried about what I'm doing? Worry about what you're doing, and then that way I can concentrate on, continuing to build up everybody around me instead of, feeling bad that people are trying to tear me down and why am I doing this, I moved here and I didn't know a single person. Not a single person. Wow. And I've built this to be what it is. I didn't come in here and focus on, being the biggest or being the best, and I don't think I'm the biggest, and I don't think I'm the best, you know? I'm just me out here doing what I can, and at the end of the day, if people would focus, and I truly believe we could be, you know, like there's a bunch of little petty BS going on that's not even worth talking about. And for my part, I've instigated in it, you know. I've thrown my shots, I've done my thing, you know. I'm not innocent in any of this stuff.
Played the heel a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been a bad guy, and that's fine, you know. But I feel like, you know, that was probably at the part where I was, you know, at the top, and I, you know, venting to the wife wouldn't work anymore, so I pulled a couple shots. But all that said, you know, I think the last year speaks for itself and what we've done. And I'll put my numbers, I'll put our events, I'll put our races, I'll put everything we've done up against anybody, any day. And we can let the numbers speak for themselves, you know?
Yeah, the numbers and the community for sure.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of people that will tell you, you know, that LRC is the best. I don't claim to be the best. Actually, that's not true. I totally claim to be the best. But that's more of the heel guy claiming to be the best, you know?
You know, if you don't claim to be the best, you don't live that, then
we're the best. We're the best. You heard it here. We're the best.
We the best.
We're the best. But no, I just like, you know, everybody holds a place and everybody's doing their thing. But I think that there's a lot of things and a lot of people trying to tear me down and tear what we're doing down. And it doesn't stop me. Stupidly, it fuels me, and I'm just like, you know, I'm not gonna look. We're the first run club in South Florida to have a major brand sponsor. You know, we're the first one to see numbers that we're seeing consistently every single week. You know, and that's not, I should say Fort Lauderdale, not South Florida, because there are clubs that are, you know, bigger in Miami. But you know, I mean, personally, $130,000 given back. With Lululemon in the last 6 months, $24,000. With Lauderdale Run Club, including this weekend coming up, it'll be $69,000. I mean, who is doing that? You know,
I agree.
That right there, you know, should speak for itself. You know, there's no, you know, you're in my home. It's 900 square feet. I'm not living in a palace, you know. I'm not built on a mountain of money, you know. Like I'm just doing my thing. Sure, I live on the water, but you know, we're also paying a premium for living on the water, you know. But I'm not collecting money from brands. Anything I collect from brands, I legitimately give away. You know. I said this the other day. I can only, you know, there's only so many shoes one man can wear. You know,
I see you holding like 30 pairs of shoes the other day on Instagram.
Well, that exactly, you know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I have 2 feet. You know? Brands send me shirts to run in, and I don't run in shirts, so I give them away. You know, like I'm just trying to do what I can when I can, while I can. You know, because someday, you know, maybe some of my contacts will, you know, go away or not be there anymore, you know. So I just want to do what I can and make a difference. I'm not trying to be the best of the best and pat me on the back and Chris is a saint or any of that stuff. Just trying to do cool stuff while I can. You know, it's as simple as that. You know,
certainly a humble guy, man.
Well,
as much as you're, you know, you claim to be the heel and you claim this and that. I mean, I think deep down, you got a really good heart and you're really humble about the way that, in the genuineness of it. I think, and speaks to, you know, again, just the values. Did you have, like, what was family like growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I had the typical broken home, you know, upbringing. You know, mom lived in one place, dad lived in the other, like different provinces in Canada, and you know, back and forth, and out on my own early, and you know, but. You know, I come from a good upbringing. I mean, my dad had an amazing job, and my mom always worked hard, and you know, so it's no crybaby stuff like that. Just you know, I'm just again, like I said, I think I learned a while back that I literally have everything that I need in life. You know, I look online sometimes and I'm like, yeah, I want to buy something, and I never do. You know, there's nothing that ever, like, I have to have it. And sure, I have a couple of expensive tastes with mostly camera equipment, you know, but that's like where I spend my money, you know, on, again, to be creative within the community. So
What do you mean by you have everything you have in life? What are some of those boxes for you?
I've got a beautiful wife. We're about to have a baby. You know, I've got a dog that is forever a puppy. You know, I literally live where people come to vacation. That I'm still blown away by that in itself. You know, I wake up every morning at 5:30 a.m. I run the 10 miles on the beach. I go jump in the ocean before most people, you know, take their morning piss. You know, what more could somebody need? You know, I mean, look, we've seen boats passing by for the last, you know, hour. You know, I've got surfboards right there. I've got skateboards and like whatever I want. I live a block to the beach. You know. I literally have everything I could possibly think of. You know, I have a new T-shirt. You know?
New T-shirt. Look out, world.
That's it. You know, what more can, you know, you ask for? You know, I truly, like, look, as a Canadian, I know today's on the cooler side. I'm dying. It's so hot for me. You know, I haven't worn pants in 17 months. You know, I look at this guy. I mean, right there. Like, he's in his Speedos and he's about to go tan on the dock.
Sunbathing,
you know what I'm saying?
Right now, yeah.
Like, that's my life in a nutshell, right there. You know, he's like, let me just twist it. The sun's that way. Everything works good. You know, that's me. I want to wake up and I want to be happy, and you know, I don't think that it's, you know, the world is so crazy about material items these days, and oh, who's got this, and you know, oh, this just dropped, and you know, all these brands dropping the latest and greatest shoes or the shorts or whatever. Have it all. I can't get rid of it enough. You know, I guarantee you, we go downstairs and there's 2 or 3 boxes waiting for me, and I have to, like, give it away. You walked in, you saw, there's literally 75 presents for kids
toys
there,
right there, yeah.
And on top of all, I mean, it's all going. We got it all. It comes in. I do what I have to do with it, and then it goes out to the community. You know, so I don't need anything. I don't need to keep anything. You know, I don't. I just want to be. I just want to be happy, and you know, Tuesdays and Sundays are my community days. The other days are my family days, and you know, 7 days a week I'm just trying to do me and have a good time, and you know, there's really nothing that trust me, if I see something I want, I'll buy it. You know, but that's very rare.
Speaking of family, you know, expecting a child, do you know if it's a daughter or
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind for your daughter? What kind of father do you look forward to being?
I mean, I hope I do it well. The good news is I'm going to be a house dad, so the wife is going to continue to work, and I'm going to be the at-home parent.
Okay.
Which I'm excited for. I already got a running stroller, so we'll be out on the roll.
She'll be getting her miles in
every Tuesday and every Sunday and every day in between.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, I just like, I have memories of, you know, vacations to Fort Lauderdale and Maine and all those places, and being on the beach, and I want my kid to grow up in, you know, the ocean. You know, I'm going to take her swimming every day, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and you know, got surfboards ready for her to go, and you know, I if I can be a good dad, I think that's all I could ask for. You know.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be a good dad.
Yeah, and I can.
I've got a great community that will smack me around if I'm not.
I was gonna say, I can see all the aunts and uncles that she's gonna
that's
have
it.
in the community.
There's a lot.
Give her all the love that you've given to LRC.
There's a
and
lot.
I can foresee that coming back to her in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. I look forward to just the way the dog looks forward to going and seeing everybody on Sundays at the beach. I think my daughter's going to be like really excited, and you know, it's fun. You know, I caught baby fever last summer.
Really?
Well, no, this past summer. Well, I mean, I caught baby fever pretty fast, but I don't know. One of our community members had a baby, and I was just like, I want this, you know. So that kind of happened, but it's cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Is there? That's congratulations.
Thanks.
Speaking of impactful stories from the community, is there one you'd like to share? From the community that you've seen? And
I don't really think
that. In a way?
I mean, everybody, you know, I don't think there's one in particular story that stands out or anything like that. I think everybody comes out, and week one, a mom came out with her young boy in a stroller. She came out with some bad shoes, bad stroller, and we gifted her a pair of shoes the following week because she needed to run in something that wasn't Skechers. So we gave her a pair of On Clouds, and she was the first person to get a stroller from us. And I think she was always a back of the pack runner, and now she's a mid to front pack. She's amazing. She's completely transformed. She PRs. She runs multiple times a week. She's an incredible mom to her son and an incredible community member, and yeah, I think that's probably one of the coolest things to have been able to see. But you know, not that everybody comes every week and shares a story with us or this or that, but that's a journey that I was able to witness, you know.
Yeah.
To see that someone who was struggling week one is now leading the way, you know, most of the weeks. So
yeah, your hustle, your grind, you're really changing lives out here, man.
I hope so. I mean, I don't want to take credit for that, but I hope so. You know, I think that, again, I think it's as simple as anybody can be doing these things. At the end of the day, to just say, hey, I've got to run, come out, there's more to it. And I don't know how much these people put into that. This is a full-time job. You know, Lauderdale Run Club is a full-time job. And it's a non-paying job. So you have to be into it, you know? Yeah. It's not just, you know, okay, we're meeting on this day. It's coming up with the ideas for the events, then negotiating like spaces, and again, 100 brands a week hit me up to do events, but none of them understand that everything we do is 100% free. So for you to say that you want to come out to us and we're like, oh, we'd love to give your club a discount of 10%. Does nothing for us. That does something for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything for us. For us, give us 100% discount. We'll create a bunch of social media for you. We'll throw a party around you. We'll advertise you, and then you have some new customers. You know, we have to. It has to be done like that, and just the negotiating stuff like that is forever. I mean, we've worked with Carrot Express in one of the first months that we were a club a year ago. Now, fast forward a year, we just solidified 3 dates with them. It took that long.
Wow.
You know, and that's to come out, and you got to think they're coming out, and we're expecting over 200 people this weekend. That's 200 free meals, and Carrot Express is no joke. Last time they came out with banana bread, acai bowls, juices, sandwiches, you know? So they're feeding a community, and they're doing it for free, you know? That's the kind of people that we want to be in business with, you know? Press and Grind, another great great brand. They've come out.
Joe, yeah.
Absolutely. Come out, and they gave everybody coffees and juices for free at the 1 year anniversary, you know? they came out with an amazing media team and created a video around it because they see the value in what the exchange is, you know? And I think that a lot of brands don't. They want to come out, and you know, we could be charging brands to come out. We could be like, sure, come on out, pay us this amount of money, set up, we'll introduce you, but we don't do that because there's no value in that for us, and there's no value in that for the community. Because at the end of the day, the community pays. You know, I think if you're going to throw a social, you should be throwing a social.
Yeah.
You know, it's great that you can offer that, but I don't run with money, do you?
No.
You know, I'm not, you know, I'm sure people have their phones, okay, they can do Apple Pay, but I'm not interested in spending money on a product that I don't know about. You know, I'd rather have people come out and be like, what can we do for you? And then I'll be like, great, we'll do this for you. And that's where a lot of these big partnerships are coming from. I mean, our partnership with the hotel. I mean,
yeah, North Beach Village, yeah.
Absolutely.
They're
You've been there.
people,
You've had an event there.
With them, yeah.
You know, to have a partnership with the Royal Palms where, you know, whenever we have an idea and it's crazy enough, we go to them. And now, not only can we throw an event with them, but they make money off the community. How? Because they'll open up the bar and grill, and the community now knows that, hey, this is our like hub. This is where we come out. This is where we hang out. We have
hideaway, yeah.
I have meetings there. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that we do, and you know, it's such a great thing. And you know, the race that we just did, you know,
That was amazing.
that was come to us with your craziest idea. I'm like, okay, great, shut down the street for me. They did, you know. And it's the same thing with Tin Roof now. I mean, Tin Roof came up to us and said, listen, we want to be in business with you. What do we have to do? And we proposed an idea, and now we're doing First Fridays, you know, and they want more. You know, we just can't commit to more. But, you know, First Fridays is going to be a huge thing, you know.
Yeah,
and they're
gonna be very
offering us
successful.
so much for free to bring in the people, and we will bring in the people, you know.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll be a part of that, you know.
I would be honored to be a part of
you know,
that.
I think
Yeah.
there's a really big place for Isapalooza after a run, especially in the warmer months to come, you know.
Most certainly.
They can't come fast enough, but
There.
you know, this cool weather's not for me.
The cold weather now. 2 weeks of 70 degrees.
I know. Hey, it was 50 the other day. I was quite cool for once. But
Interesting question I wanted to ask. If you can have one individual alive or dead at your run club, who would it be?
Prefontaine.
Prefontaine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I just think he was an amazing runner, and he didn't get to tell his story. You know, it was cut too short. He did a lot for the community. He did a lot for the run industry. He did a lot for athletes, and his story got cut short. And I would love to see what he would have been capable of then. You know, let's see what he can do now even, you know? He's a monster.
Seems like it's inspiring to you.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, what he did in the 70s and what he was able to do with the run athletics and the Olympics and all the things that he had goals for. I mean, it's, you know, it's amazing. And his records are unbroken still to date, you know, so.
You definitely lead in the pack, that's for sure. The Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put a lot of people to shame. Yeah.
How can we support? How can my hundreds and thousands of followers come out and support you?
I think just coming out. That's all that we could ever ask for. Is just come out, see what we're about for yourselves. You know, heard something good about us? Great. Heard something bad about us? Great. Come out, make your own decision. You know, come out for a run, come out, talk to some of the people, see for yourself, because I truly don't think there's anybody providing the experience that we provide every week. And it's always free.
As a customer of all the run clubs, I completely agree. I really do, and it's the experience, and at a deeper level, it's much more the energy. It's the energy of you starting from the top, your team, the down all the way down to the community, to the moms and the strollers. I mean, it's really special what you're doing, and it's been an honor to be a part of it. It's been an honor to be a part of the community, to be helped by you, and even to have this time here, man. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate all the Isapalooza events that we've done this summer, and I look forward to the craziness to come.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Awesome, man. Well, I think we'll wrap up on that, brother.
All right.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
it.
Such a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Good.
Thanks, man.
Fuck you.